The former Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha now says that she was not aware of the former Deputy President's interference with the procurement process in the 3.7 billion shillings mosquito net scandal, which saw the Global Fund pull the plug on the process, citing corruption. Nakhumicha, who appeared before the National Assembly Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations for vetting today for the position of permanent mission of Kenya to the UN Habitat in Nairobi, said that millions of shillings were lost due to the massive irregularities in the procurement process.
I, Susan Nakhumicha Wafula.
In her first public appearance in Parliament since she was sent packing last year, the former CS for Health, Susan Nakhumicha, came face-to-face with the ghosts of her tenure in office, with the infamous 3.7 billion shilling mosquito nets procurement saga coming alive during her vetting. Nakhumicha, who was nominated by President William Ruto for the position of permanent representative, permanent mission of Kenya to the UN Habitat Nairobi, says she was not aware of Gachagua's interference with the procurement of the nets. Nakhumicha explaining how the country, while it still got the mosquito nets, lost about 67 million shillings following the graft allegations.
Do you think, in your view, that the former Deputy President might have participated in influencing the process of tendering?
At the point while I was serving chair, and with the information that I was given, his involvement was not there. I got to learn of his involvement when the House was going through the impeachment process.
Her PS, then Peter Toom, who was transferred following the scandal, explaining some sinister moves just before the procurement.
What is the reason for the appointing officer to change your roles so frequently? Is it because you were not a good performer?
So, PS, what you are telling this committee is that, and procedurally, the tendering was removed from your purview, to another PS for purposes, particularly on this mosquito net, or for the entire procurement that happened consequently?
No, it wasn't for any other procurement. It was the specific one for mosquito nets.
That points to the thin line between the two state departments, that there are some functions that would ordinarily overlap, since there is no clear beginning and end of a public health responsibility and a medical services responsibility.
During Gachagua's impeachment process, former Kenya Medical Supplies Agency KEMSA Chief Executive Officer Andrew Mulwa told the Senate how the former DP made incessant calls and text messages on WhatsApp to him seeking to untwist the procurement process in favor of Shobika Impex Company, whose local agent was Crystal Limited Company, associated with one of Gachagua's sons. Gachagua, who denied involvement in the procurement process, said the process was above board and that the case was a mere political witch hunt. Others who were vetted include Dr. Caroline Wanjiro Karugo, nominee for Principal Secretary State Department for East African Community Affairs, who promised to leverage on her skills in both the public and private sector to spur change.
So I do not feel like I'll be a fish out of water. I'll have at least a network. The AU campaign also exposed me to this region and the decision makers within the region.
And after the marathon vetting process here in Parliament, specific departmental committees will now be writing their reports and submit them to Parliament for approval, and the names of the nominees who have been successful will be transmitted to President William Ruto for appointment. Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV, Parliament Buildings, Nairobi.